Okay, so now we're gonna keep on with the second part. Let's take that model we made from Grasshopper. We had it in Rhino, and we exported it as OBJ. It's very simple. The way to do it is just open a scene and just go to whatever we saved it. I think it's number 2 I had in my desktop, and say open. And there is. It keeps the Y accordingly, because we told it to have the Y up and all these issues. So it's very simple, I think. I'm gonna just press this guy and say um, shade it by pressing 5, and we can see that we have a geometry that we can easily render. And we'll see many other things that we can do from this type of grasshopper generation models. But for now, I'm gonna just render it as the usual 1, 2, 3 steps that we already know. So first of all, I'm gonna move it down to close to the floor so we can have some kind of a shades. And so I'm gonna create a floor, polygons. I created in the middle because we have the non-dragging system, and I'm gonna scale it up. And there you go. It's very simple. We've done this 100 times, so you should be perfectly able to do this with no problem. Let's do a window rendering editor hypershade, and let's assign 2 materials, one for the floor and another one for the object itself. So to do that, we go to mentor, for example. I'm gonna create 2 Maya material X, one on top of the other one. I'm just gonna drag them out so I can see them correctly, and I'm gonna assign just Control A to get into the attribute editors. Select, just call it floor, and then select this one and call it like shape, or it's fine. And they're in red for a simple reason. I think you should know now. If we click here on the settings, render settings here, they're in red because they're expecting to be in mentor array type of rendering. So very simple. We change the render using instead of Maya software, mentor array, and that changes all these factors here, all these issues on the top. So if we go to immediately, they turn away from the red mark, so they're okay with this type of rendering machine, so it's fine. Go to qualities, and we're going to change the 1, 2, 3 options. One is presets. We're going to set to HD high definition 720. I'm going to go to qualities, set it to production mode, and indirect lighting, which is going to create a physical sun sky that just triggers all the different options that we may change here. There we go. There we can, and I think for now this is going to be fine, so I'm going to close it, and I'm going to minimize this, and we should be able to see now our little sun. As you know, we can select it and just drag it out, and if it's too small because our model is too big, we can always scale it up. The only thing we can do, but the only thing that actually is going to change the way this sun behaves is the rotation. So if we press E and we rotate it, that's actually going to set the light in different angle. So just be concerned that movement and scale doesn't interfere, but rotation, yes, of course. Kind of makes sense. So if we press here now, we can go to a couple of things that I always like to change. We're going to set the multiplier to 0.8, for example. We're going to go to the last tab here of the selection, and physical sun sky, I'm going to go to shadows, and I'm going to press, I don't know, like 3, and I'm going to take this to 20, for example. This is going to regulate the softness of the shadows, which is good. We'll rotate a little bit more. Another thing I can change, of course, the materials itself. If we press here, we're going to be able to go to presets and say, give for the floor, I don't know, like a matte finish. let's put it in white because the floor in that sense is fine. And for the shape itself, we're gonna go to preset and also let's do mate finish, replace, and the color I'm gonna do it like not so so bright. I'm gonna do just a gray tone, and that should be fine. I'm gonna minimize it and place myself in a position that I like to render. You can always just press the floor and make it bigger if you want more floor to span your visual aim. There you go. I think it's good. Just testing different options here, and I like this one, I guess, for now. So I'm gonna just render it and see what happens. This render settings, and we're gonna just render out and see how it looks. I'm gonna pause it there. Okay, it's not the most interesting render, but I think the point is obvious that we can easily take from Grasshopper Rhino some geometries and very easily work with it in Maya afterwards. So that there should be a dialogue, especially nowadays, between all the programs that are out there offering quite the same but slightly different. So you know, we need to know how to handle all of them simultaneously. Okay, I'm gonna stop this tutorial here.